I became interested in Airlie back when I was working on the Wright family. And the Wright family owned that from the year 1800 for many years. And they called it Mount Lebanon, and that's why we still have Mount Lebanon Chapel in the midst of Airlie Gardens. And the Bradley family, they were related to the Wrights and the Vances and the Cowans. They're all related. We call them the cousinhood here. And then one of those members of the cousinhood, Jane London, marries a man named Pembroke Jones from Hampton, Virginia. He is a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy, and he is at sea a lot. They get married, they have a child, they call him Pembroke, and 3 months later, his mother dies. His father is out at sea, and will be out at sea for most of his life. So Pembroke is adopted by his aunt, and he lives at Front and Chestnut Street in Wilmington. That's where he grows up. And he marries a woman who loves gardening, thank goodness, Sarah. And before they ever said I do, she had already purchased Airlie, or the core of what she was going to end up purchasing. In 1901, we think thereabouts, she started planting the garden. And of course the garden is what it's famous for, and is what Jim McDaniel and the Airlie Foundation keep going today. When the Wrights had it, it was very different because it was a farm. It was just a big farm. In fact, she called it Old Mr. Wright's Farm, and it was bare. It wasn't anything like it turned out to be. Mrs. Jones cultivated every square inch of it in some way, even though it looked very natural. She had pretty much done it. And you know, it was entwined with these trails of oyster shells, and they were bleached in the sun, so they were white. And you had green ivy on either side, and you had magnolia trees all around. And she just took a lot of time and effort, and of course she did not want any straight lines in it. She wanted it to follow nature, and it still does. The house stood so many places, it was enormous. It was just huge. There are no pictures of it all together because they didn't have that kind of panoramic camera down there, I guess, to take it. Pembroke Jones was railroad director, but his first job was as a rice miller. He had a rice processing plant at the foot of Chestnut Street. It was called 7 Chestnut Street at that time, and it was a 4-story building. And then Pembroke Jones had agencies throughout America and in London that sold the rice. But it was primarily Mr. Henry Walter's enormous wealth and the fact that he was their best friend. He lived with them wherever they went. He was just part of the family. He was the president of the Atlantic Coastline Railroad and the creator of that, from little Wilmington and Weldon and different railroads. Those sorts of things. He was like he was playing Monopoly, choo-choo Monopoly or something. He just kept buying up, and created the enormous Atlantic Coastline Railroad. It was his wealth that he didn't want any attention for, but that the Joneses were able to handle, you know, just fine, and that's the way that worked. The Corbetts did a profoundly good job with Airlie, because what a thing to tackle. As soon as they bought it, in 1948, there was a terrible storm and they had to fix it. Hurricane Hazel 54, they were just fixing it all the time. Tremendous effort and beautification on their parts, and mostly they kept it together. I continue to research. We learn things all the time. Images keep coming up all the time that we didn't know existed. It really is never ending what you can learn about the Joneses too, and Henry Walters, mostly the Joneses, especially through the new things being posted online. I mean, the New York Times, they're still reading about it. It's like breaking news reading about the Joneses.